draw because when I don't have the numbers, I got to give the numbers out. I'm sorry. As the Vols win, Nate the Great is great, ladies and gentlemen. Nate the Great beats Nate the Not So Great. Nate the Great over Nate the Not So Great, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages. If you could put that camera on me, I'm celebrating in the Raymere studio tonight. It's unbelievable. And just like I told you, it would happen. We all believed in this team. We all believed in Nate Ament. We all believed in Nate Ament. 29 points. The Vols come from 10 down. A total explosion for the ages. An explosion for the ages. And the cheaters at Tuscaloosa, who have been left behind, getting desperate in the whole world of the NIL. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Shout out to the great Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm online at garzalaw.com. I am utterly amazed, impressed, blown away by what we witnessed tonight from Nate the Great. Ament. One of the things we talked about last time we were on here is the growth area for this basketball team simply resided in initiating the offense through him. Job well done by the staff. It's what you paid him $4 million for. It's what you paid him $4 million for. And Alabama's cheating. Having a professional player on the court tonight it made it better. It absolutely made it better. So let's do some Midnight Madness here. We're with you. We're going to take your calls to the wee small hours of the morning. Miss Laura's over there getting it all set up. I got in the studio moving left to right and right to left across your device. I got the great Alex Myers and the great Brian Hartman. And Alex, you first. Your thoughts on what we witnessed. Then we go to the phones.
Well, I mean, Nate Ament has been the conversation, a topic of conversation, and rightly so for much of the year. Basically, every time we've gotten on here to talk,
Yep.
Good, bad, ugly, anything in between. And I think that's because, as an intelligent fan base as you have, Tony, they know that the hopes and dreams lie with he and Gillespie and those two alone, really. You look at those two and what they did. You look at the rest of the team, and it doesn't take much to realize, scoring-wise, if those two are on, you can beat anybody.
Yep.
If one of them is not, you're in trouble. But I think kind of hidden in the details with his performance offensively, Tony, I just thought you saw a growth and maturity out of that guy. Rebounding, just a toughness. Even the shots he didn't make on offense, the aggressiveness. He appears confident. He appears, I don't want to say cocky, but there were some times tonight when it looked like he realized what everyone else has, which is that, dude, you're like the best guy out here. And I also thought that as a team, Tennessee did a lot of little things tonight that, if you look through the stats, there's a lot to look at there, and we'll get to that throughout the night. But just a really, really impressive win, and one where you don't just feel good because of what it means for tonight, Tony. You feel good because you think, to me, you've got a different outlook for the rest of the SEC slate after what you saw tonight.
First winning streak of this type since 68 through 72 at Alabama. An amazing result tonight, Brian Hartman. 29 from Nate Ament. And in the second half, the guy just got downhill and went totally off with 18 second half points, 7 of 12 from the field, hit himself a 3-ball, and as Alex said, was literally calling for the ball and worked the Phylon guy. Worked their pro, not their fake pro. The guy that's going to play in like the real pros, not the fake pro, Betty Crocco, who came back tonight and got himself a whole slice of humble pie was baked for him tonight. Betty Crocco. Bri, your thoughts on what we witnessed? And it sounds like I'm popping or I'm loud or... Go ahead, Bri. I'm sorry. I'll turn myself down here. Go ahead, Bri.
I knew we had him all along, Tone.
That's
I had
right.
the faith.
That's right.
Maybe not really, but...
No.
Alabama is a laughingstock. They
Yep.
played a pro, and they still got beat on their home floor. and I want to maintain this. Tennessee's win over them tonight is the best win anybody has had all year in college basketball because nobody else has had to beat a professional player like the Vols had to do on that professional player's home court when that professional player actually played really well.
And he played 25
so
minutes.
I think Tennessee deserves to be they deserve to be the number one overall seed in the tournament, tongue in cheek. But I want to give a shout out to Bishop Boswell.
Yep.
Boswell had like an 8-point spurt. He made, I think, back-to-back. He hit a 3, and I think he may have scored on 3 straight possessions or something in the first half that got Tennessee close and within striking distance. And A.J. Abram came in, and he contributed. He had a big 3 that gave the Vols a brief 3-point lead. So, and Estrella, I think he came big. He came up big with some rebounds late in the game, and he also played good defense. Ament, they're going to get their flowers. So is Gillespie, but I think that was a total team win. Everyone did just enough, and those two carried the Vols. And that's what he's paid $4 million for.
Super chat, Justin Anderson, breaking news, Alabama homer judge now overrules the game result. So the game didn't happen, according to the judge down there, who is a 6-figure donor to their athletic department. What are we doing in major college sports? And those of you who listen to my daily show, I predict that eventually you're going to have these bounce-back players. I think this will be a thing. These guys that go to the G League or go wherever, now they're not going to leave college basketball. It's too lucrative. So I don't know, we'll have quote-unquote bounce-back players, but let's go to the phones. That Nate Ament game tonight, y'all, that second half from him, Alex, he was calling for the ball on the right side, on the baseline, 18 feet out, saying, give me the ball. Isolation ball, Al, like we were watching an NBA game, Al. And like he was your franchise leader, Al.
Not even just
him
isolating. My favorite part, Tony, wasn't just that they were isolating him. It was, I don't remember what off guard it was for Tennessee, whether it was Boswell, it was kind of a non-threat.
Yes.
Scoring wise.
Yes.
He was the only Vol on that
over there with him.
Third of the court.
Right.
And he was like 8 feet away, and Ament just looks at him and just waves him off like, dude, get out of here.
Yes.
Let me go to work.
Yes.
And as a basketball, as a lot of basketball coaches would say, when you just got an all-out nightmare of a mismatch, I was over here watching my TV going, mouse in the house, Tony, because they had someone who was just too little, who it didn't matter what he was going to do. He wasn't going to be stopped.
He was cooking. Let's go, man. 865-200-5402. Unexpected success is the greatest success. I absolutely love it. I'm so proud of the Vols tonight. What a great win. We beat those cheaters. And that, I'll tell you what.
That's 3 out of 4 in their building, though. Is that unexpected?
First time since 68 through 72. It doesn't happen, Bri. That doesn't happen. Through
5
many
overall,
eras.
3 out of 4 in Tuscaloosa, which used to be a house of horrors.
That was a place where Boomer
there.
Herndon shot it over the backboard. No, he did that in the SEC Championship tournament. Back to the phones we go. But the Alabama series has been really weird down through the years, and that was a weird game tonight. Hello and welcome into our first call. You're on the air. Is the Vols upset Alabama?
Well. The cheaters go down.
William, how you
and
doing,
William
buddy?
William returns. I'm doing fantastic.
Did you guys get the ice there in Fort Oglethorpe, or are you okay from the storm?
And we got a little bit. Just a little bit. Tomorrow's supposed to be even worse.
Yep. Take yourself easy, William.
I'm trying. But anyway, let me play Rocky Top right here. Here you go. Wasn't upset.
You got it, brother. Incredible.
You have a pro basketball player.
Yep.
And you still lose.
Still lose.
At home. How do you do that?
Our pro's better than their pro, William, and I appreciate you, brother. You're the man. Back to the phones we go. Our pro's better than their pro. That's how you do it, William. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're live on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza. And the Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Incredible win by the Vols.
Tony B, back-to-back Williams. This is West Hill Billy.
What's up, Billy?
As you said, incredible win tonight. So incredibly satisfying, and I think it played out perfectly that Bediako played and was a major factor, and it still didn't matter. I love that he wasn't a footnote in the game. I love that he was heavily involved.
He was that block he had that spurned their run, and he came up with a couple shots. I mean, he comes off the bench, plays 25 minutes, has 13 points, got to the foul line 4 times, made 3 of them. You know what he wasn't, though? He wasn't a very good rebounder, and he just wasn't a presence. That's why he's not playing NBA basketball. That's why he is what he is. He's a nice college player is what he is.
Exactly. And you bring that up about the rebound play. My shout-out goes to JP, who, has had a little bit of a tough year with injury, but I'd love to know his rebound statistics down the stretch. I think I remember 4 huge ones, either on their misses, one offensive one that didn't end up in points, but just keeping the ball alive, tapping it out, doing all that with 4 fouls. It was a really good job by him late. And I think obviously Ament the headliner, but that was a nice little scene for him to get that involved late.
It's going to take the team playing around these superstars, because the superstars have to carry you, like Alex said, and the 2 headliners tonight played really, really well. And then somebody else has to contribute. Tonight it was Boswell with 8 points. You don't get out of there with a win without him.
All 8 points in a row, if I'm not mistaken. That was incredible.
Yep.
I'll be quick, Tony. I know there's going to be a ton of callers tonight, but every talk this week has been around Bediako, NATO, the NCAA, the judge, the system, everything else. Can I just say for a minute, can we just place some expectation on the kid himself? And he's not a kid. He's a grown man. He's 24.
Yep.
I'm trying to relate to this. And just real quick, I practiced college football at Air Force, okay?
Uh-huh.
I sucked. I wasn't good enough to get on the field.
Right.
But I could have but the thought of me tucking tail and realizing that I need to go back and suit up against South Doyle High School so I can feel better about myself and my ability, that is absolute loser behavior. And I got to say, I have we place no expectation on the kid himself. I get it. There's money involved and all that, but why are we blaming everybody else? And I took great joy. I will say this. We're critical of the announcers. Their color guy tonight, he was taking cheap shots and passive-aggressive swipes at Bediako all night. And I was chuckling along.
And by the way, he is a former Crimson Tide basketball player who does an excellent job, and I appreciate the call. You're right. I like when Dave Neal, he's not comfortable criticizing the SEC at all. He's total house cat. Company man, And he says, I don't know if you guys noticed, Alex and Brian, but when he first got on the floor, they acted like, he goes, he's back after a 2.5-year absence. Like he's overcome some injury or something. Like he's an overcomer. I'm going, what are we doing here, man? He's back because he couldn't cut it at the next level. That's why he's back. He's in your organization now. And here's the crazy thing. I was told by a source that he practiced Thursday afternoon with his G League team, got on the airplane, went down there to Alabama, and now he's on the floor playing tonight. When does he have time to go to school? Like, what are we doing here? I know this whole era is kind of a farce, but don't we at least pretend like these guys are in school? I mean, isn't there just a slight, hey, Bediako is studying, I don't know, culinary design? I mean, how about the way they were talking about him, Al? You're in the business, especially the play-by-play guy. He was being such a sheep.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's it's a line, right? Because if you're doing that, you don't. I have to think that every human out there is at least feeling and has the conscience about it. Now, if you don't want to say it, you want to be a company person, whatever. But I'll say this, just as a viewer, I felt like I was watching WWE when somebody when the ref looks towards the crowd and somebody reaches under the ring to get a foreign object. I mean, when that one time when he like did a spin move and drove past, and they're like, oh, he couldn't do that a few years ago when he was here. And I'm like, well, that's because he's been training as a pro for 3 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I felt dirty watching it, and then watching their fan base.
They were freaking out. They were freaking out. Like, they were so thrilled. Hey, we got a pro. We got a pro. We got a pro tonight. It's bad, man. You're right. Let's go back to our phones. Alex Myers with me, Brian Hartman. My name's Tony Basilio. It's Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw and see Ament play like that, I'm pulled back in. I'm not going to lie. I was like borderline half out, just like you were. You're not going to lie to me. We're not going to lie to each other, are we? Because this team's kind of maddening, right? So far this year. They're a little maddening, if we're honest about it, compared to past editions. We saw really high upside from Nate Ament tonight. We saw a coaching staff recognize that we're going to put the ball in this man's hands. He's cooking in Betty Crocco's kitchen, okay? He was cooking tonight in Betty Crocco's kitchen and taking all the box tops, okay? Let's go get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony, so glad to be with you tonight, baby.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, man, what a ball game I just witnessed. And Ament, I think he realizes now what he needs to do when he gets the ball, when Tennessee needs him to do what he did tonight.
Yep.
And he's been lacking. I think they learned. The whole team learned a lot tonight.
Yep.
Second half, they kicked it up even more. They out-rebounded Alabama quite a bit in the second half. I don't have the numbers, but I heard the comment on the Vol Network. And that's who I listened to and watched the game, Mike Keith. I wasn't going to listen to Dave Neal all night long, but anyway. Happy to see what happened to them, guys. I mean, you got to learn as you go as a team. And Ament, Gillespie, these guys, shooters, they got to take shots. They can't lag off and take a shot. And one time, Ament on the right wing, guy was in front of him, but he was off of him quite a bit. He just pulled up, take a three. He's got to do that a lot. That leaves the opportunity for him to go into the paint and get a little closer as well. But I love the fight they had, and I'm just so happy.
It's wild.
What I saw
it's crazy, isn't it, Greg? What we just witnessed. I can't believe what I just saw. By the way, Tennessee out-rebounded them. Good call, Dave. I'm sorry there in Columbia, Greg. 27-16 is the number in the second half. That's a commanding performance in your building, you having a professional basketball player out there.
Yeah, that's
who
true.
Dave Neal said he's really grown his game. You're kidding, Dave, really? You mean like playing basketball every day for around the clock and not having to even pretend like you're in class and being in the bus leagues and playing here, there, and everywhere? I mean, so you think like if I pick my guitar up tomorrow, Dave Neal, and I just started playing it for 9 hours a day, you think I'd get better at it, Dave? What are you talking about, Dave? He's better at basketball? Yeah, he's improved, Dave. What a absolute embarrassment to be carrying water like that for the SEC because the commissioner is a feckless wonder. Feckless wonder. And Nate Ament went down there and took Betty Crocco to school and took his box tops from him.
Hey, the only reason he was 5 for 5 there in the first part of the game is they were stuck. A little layup over the rim.
That's right.
I mean, he can't even shoot a damn free throw.
That's right.
I couldn't believe he went to the NBA, and hell, I can shoot free throws better than that. I mean, it's just terrible.
Amen to that, brother. Thank you, Greg. Great call. Everybody's getting in tonight. Everybody's speaking. Barnes said in the post game of the Kentucky game, he promised it, and they delivered it tonight. He said Nate is ready to do more. We're going to put more on him. If I'd have known that they were going to do that, I would have bet on the Vols tonight. But I didn't touch that game. I don't mix business with pleasure or pleasure with business. Presented by my friends at VIP Play. I don't do that. As it's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. If you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us, we'd love to hear from you. We're presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm. 865-200-5402. Light the lines up. Let's talk about it. Because this is fun. This is fun stuff as we continue with more right after this. We'll get you back to this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm. Online at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of these carpetbagger, fly-by-night attorney groups that's come in here from Florida, Alabama, etc. You're going to trust the Garza Law firm. Folks that live, work, worship, grocery shop with you, are a part of your community, are a part of us, are of the earth. Trustworthy, honest, legal representation, treating clients like family. Available 24/7 at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of those carpetbaggers. Shout out to our friends at T3 Vodka. Score you a T3-3 every time with Tennessee's premium vodka. Make it a 2026 resolution, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka, taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. 5-time gold medal winning vodka. 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. And no doubt in the running in 2026 once again. Score a T3-3 and ask for T3 by name at your restaurants, your wine and liquor stores. Drink it neat, drink it right. T3 Vodka, hit a T3-3 every single time. Distributed by Athens Distributing. And please drink responsibly. Shout out to Waterside Contracting. Got a dream about building? Waterside Contracting's been making dreams come true for over a quarter century. And counting, hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting. If you want to build on your lot, they'll do incredible work for you. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the website, watersidecontractingllc.com, or see the link over at tclub.team. Quality without compromise, Waterside Contracting. When it's time for a fresh coat, you're going to run. Don't walk to Walker's Painting. You going to run. But you're not going to hide, because they've been making it beautiful since 1999. That's going on 27 years of serving the living volunteers. Free estimates available. Mention you heard about it here on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, and it's 10% off your first job. So let's go. Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting. See the ad in the blog over at tclub.team. And on the way out, I want to remind you, when it's time to play, it's time for VIP Play. Why? Because everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. Claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. You bet for $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code and the phrase that pays is T and Tony. They're live always, 200-plus leagues. All the college hoops you can stand, NBA, NHL, you name it, they've got it. VIP Play, live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options, and if you have a bet in mind and it's compliant within the state of Tennessee, the VIP players, well, they'll make it for you. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. Gambling problem? 800-889-9789. 21 and over. Located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. VIP play. Speaking of VIPs, we got some folks that want to talk. We'll get back to them. It is your Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime as we come back and we, ladies and gentlemen, bring it back. And let's hear what's on the phone lines. Take it away here at Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. It's a geophysical year of celebrating victories like this. It's the geophysical year of us. It's the geophysical year of Tennessee going to Alabama and providing a facial to Nate Oates. Our Nate's better than your Nate. Our Nate is made of more moral timber and moral fiber than your Nate. Our Nate dominates. Your Nate gets dominated by Rick Barnes. Go ahead, Alex, and then we go back to our phones.
Well, the couple callers ago, they did mention JP Estrella, and he's been a source of frustration for me, and I'm sure other Vol fans as well, because you know the potential, and then you just kind of see him go out there, and he's kind of looked slow, and he's kind of just it's not been his year, and you know, I'll leave it at that. But I thought it was worth mentioning. I thought he played well. He had a pulse. I mean, his stats aren't crazy, but the rebounds, I think he had 5 or 6, but the ones he had felt really impactful. But I wanted to note that, as well as some of the things Tennessee as a team did. I just thought they rebound really well, because it's kind of a hidden thing and lost. And yeah, they shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. They average like over 12 made threes a game, and they only hit 6 tonight. But that's only key if you get those misses. And for teams that shoot threes, those are the hardest rebounds to secure as a defender, because when you there's a saying, you miss short, or you take short, you miss short. You take long shots, the misses are long as well. And so I was really impressed by Tennessee's defensive rebounding, because Alabama averages 42 rebounds a game. Tennessee held them to just 33 a night. If they don't do that, it doesn't matter what Nate does offensively. Without their rebounding prowess tonight, that game's a different story.
Back to our phones we go, 865-200-5402. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good evening to you.
Australia hit 2 big free throws there in the last couple minutes.
Sure did. Yep.
And, I mean, that's big.
Yep.
And he got some tough rebounds, too, there at the end. The thing that was the best thing was that we only had 11 turnovers. Mm-hmm. And 11's not a great, but considering where we were, 11 turnovers, I'll take that. Mm-hmm. And that was big. And Gillespie, towards the second part of the second half, he stopped taking those long 3-pointers and started driving to the hole.
Sure did. In fact, late in the first half is when they made that adjustment. He quit playing their game and started playing our game, which is to get downhill and expose those guys, drive it at them, make them pay on defense, because they got a bunch of guys looking to get bunnies. You know, to your point, Dave, Tennessee only turned the ball over 4 times in the second half, while they vociferously out-rebounded them, which we had already pointed out. And that's the difference in the game. That's more touches for Nate Ament, more opportunities for him.
And I've got to take my hat off to him, man. Yep. He's making me eat crow right now, but I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to do so. He looked like a $4 million player tonight.
Like a superstar tonight, yeah. He was calling for the ball, and literally, like Alex said, which is a great observation, he was literally shooing people away from him. Like, hey, you get off my side here, man. We're playing ISO ball, and I'm the ISO. I'm the ISO light. I'm in the ISO light over here.
I mean, he was really good. And the thing about it is, we don't have to have him be that good, but he was real good tonight.
Really good, yes.
And my hat's off to him. And I mean, I'm proud of him, because I was really, really, really down on him, Tony.
Well, I mean, his body language tonight speaks to. And this is Barnes' quote from the other day. Barnes said Nate is ready to do more. We have other guys trying to do too much that aren't ready to do it. So at some point, it's going to be time for us to go to Nate and see if he can win us some games. We did it against A&M, and we should have done it tonight. We're going to do it going forward. We were talking in Mark Griffin's segment on Tuesday. Former Vol great Mark Griffin joins us Tuesday, and it's a great hour. It's Tuesday at noon Eastern time for the Hoops fan out there. And one of the things we discussed was the areas for improvement on this team rest with two guys. And it's with Gillespie and maximizing him and Ament.
Right.
And to Dave's point, that's exactly what they did tonight. They let their two superstars be superstars, and everybody else just, if you can contribute. And Ethan Berg, whatever it is he's doing, he did tonight in a winning cause.
Yeah, 2 minutes, one air ball, one turnover.
Hey, there's an Ethan Berg in all of us. Only he plays on a Division I basketball team.
So, like we discussed a few weeks ago, Nate Ament's body language, it looked like he was so uncomfortable. He didn't look like he wanted to be out there.
And what
didn't
about
look
tonight?
like he didn't exactly know where he fit in.
That's right.
Yeah. And tonight was just a night and day difference. And this is just this win tonight is a blessing, and I'm so glad we got it.
Yep.
And I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Dave. And C makes a really good point to me right now. Rick Barnes, if you guys think about it, and you ladies listening to us as we brave the storm, and in certain parts of our state we got hammered, and in certain parts of our state we got rain. Up here we've gotten a little bit of everything around UT, but tomorrow it's going to get cold, and you still have to be careful, but it looks like we brave Snowmageddon. When you are ready to call the cops on your own party with Barnes, he usually wins these games, if you think back to his time here. Just when you think. Bri, it's a good point C brings up. Just when you're ready to look the other way or turn off the TV or however you want to put it, Bri, or just count that one as a loss. And that's why Rick Barnes here has always been better in the tournament than a 5 seed. It's what they are. They're 5 or better every year. It's just that's how you win 21, 22 games a year, doing that.
One thing that I should point out is they didn't make a field goal after the 4-minute mark of the game in the second half, and they still won. They only scored 2 more points. Gillespie had that layup, and that was 77-70, and they only scored 2 more points at the free throw line.
Yep.
And still won by double possessions. And I'll point this out. Texas A&M only has 1 league loss, and you know where that was?
And like double overtime here, right?
In overtime.
Back to our phones.
Tony.
Yeah.
Please tell me you've checked your phone in the last 30 seconds.
No.
Tennessee basketball put out a tweet, and this deserves a y'all, but I can't do it like you can.
All right, hang on.
I don't even know if you know who that is that they tagged.
The Blue Coats.
That is they put out a picture for those
League
listening.
You're next. My 76ers G League team saying you guys are next. Tennessee basketball it's the graphic of the score. It's a photo of Bediako getting faced by Nate Ament, who's in his face. It says 79-73 Tennessee final. Kudos to Tennessee basketball's Twitter account. It says at Blue Coats, you're next. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get in the G League. Let's do this thing, Barnesy. Let's go to the phones. That's a fun win tonight. Let's get our next call in. Oh, that's great, Al. Hello and welcome in as Alex Myers is with us tonight. And let's get our next call in along with Brian Hartman. My name is Tony Basilio. We're presented by Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Guys, that line on VIP would be a pick 'em against the Blue Coats.
There you
go.
Hey,
Joshy boy.
Hey, Joshy boy. What's up, man?
Yeah.
Blue Coats don't want no Nate. They don't want no Nate
I would
Ament.
hammer the Vols against the Blue Coats.
Oh yeah, they don't want no Nate Ament, Joshy boy. They don't want no Nate Ament.
What do you guys think about Nate Ament finally growing on us and just taking aggression and just going inside and pound and foul on?
Well, if he was, and this is just, I'm just going to put this in crass terms, okay? But if he was a puppy dog, something would have happened to him anatomically tonight, Alex and Brian, if you guys know what I mean. Because he's a changed man now. That's what happened to him. He speaks in a different voice now. He's a grown man. He's a grown man right now, guys. Grown man.
Yeah. Cone was the largest lead tonight. We went up by like 7 or 8 points, right?
They went up 10.
It was 7, I think.
They went up 10. We went up 7. They went up 10.
Okay. So, how serious do you guys think that injury was to Jalen Carey when he went down? I hope and pray nothing serious.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right.
Did he come back in the game? No?
No, I didn't notice that he did.
I don't think so. But, guys, out the door, come Selection Sunday, this win is going to be a really good win on the resume for the Volunteers. And it's really good to see Nate Ament finally growing up and taking over a ball game. Just great win tonight. Go Vols, guys.
And what it teaches you, too, and we don't get many of these guys, right? The problem with Nate Ament is, if I can make a football analogy, it's the same thing that's going on with Faison Brandon. And that's that fans are pretty not really hype about him. You know why? Because we're ready for the shoe to drop with him. Fans really weren't hyped for Ament the way they should have been. You know why? Because he looked like one of these Rick Barnes 5-star guys. The non-guard 5-star guys. That's what he looked like for 6 weeks here. You know, we're a little bit past the midway point in the season, and what does he look like all of a sudden tonight? Just out of nowhere. But it isn't out of nowhere. I'm going to read Rick Barnes' quote one more time to you, because I couldn't understand what they did against Kentucky, why they did what they did. And we said it in the moment. He said, Nate is ready to do more. We have other guys trying to do too much that aren't ready to do it. So at some point, it's going to be time for us to go to Nate and see if he can win us some games. We did it against Texas A&M. We should have done it tonight, he said after the Kentucky game, and we're going to do it going forward. And, you know, it's a good thing that Nate Oates was too busy trying to get Betty Crocco into school and wasn't paying attention to that quote, because he got it in his face tonight. He got it in his face tonight. Let's go to our phones. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Sergio.
Hey, Serge. Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, my observation tonight is that as a team, the offense played with more purpose, or offensively into the court. They played with more purpose as a team, which allowed, Ament to do some things, Gillespie, but I hadn't seen that in a while. So I hope that's a trend, we continue to see.
Yeah.
And we only gave up 7 points on those 10 or 11 turnovers. So, they didn't kill us.
No, Tennessee really had a night. It was kind of a perfect storm because Alabama wasn't hitting shots they generally hit, which is fine with me. You still have to take advantage of it. I mean, they were down 10 in the first half and could have folded up. But, the thing is, at the end of tonight's game, and you look at the way it ended, the Vols only finished they finished 0 for 4. They didn't have a field goal in the last 4:08. They semi-converted their foul shots. I mean, Boswell, you got to be better than 1 of 4 at the line when you're playing that position. You just do it. I'm not picking at him. But Gillespie's number tonight, 6 of 8 from the foul line. Somebody pointed out Estrella, 2 big foul shots for him, and as Ament's grown more confident and comfortable, he's back to shooting it better at the foul line as well here in this little spurt that he's going through right now. He was 7 of 9 from the foul line. So, there certainly were things they're going to grow from with this game. They weren't perfect down the stretch either.
Yeah, and we played better defense in the second half than we've played in a while. So
yeah,
that showed up as well, which allowed us to, not light up the scoreboard at the end of the game and still hold them off. So all in all, overall, like everybody else had said, it was a great win. I hope we can keep the momentum going and see what happens next week.
Sergio, thank you. Yeah, because I was dreading losing tonight. I'm not lying to you. Losing to Georgia at the midweek and then Stephen F. and Pearl coming in here with a hot team. I was dreading all that. Now I say, let's go get Stephen F. and Pearl.
And they're not coming back tonight, and they might just go straight to Georgia. That could be an advantage on his short term.
Yeah.
Turnaround.
Yeah.
Because they got to play Tuesday, that they'll have less travel and more rest.
To that last caller's point about purpose.
Yeah.
I think I would kind of disagree with him. Not that there wasn't a sense of purpose prior, but I would disagree but I think he was saying that it seemed like there was more of a sense of purpose, and that's what helped Ament. I would say it's the opposite. I think with Ament's surge in scoring tonight, I think that helps everyone else, because to me, this is a team, when Nate is not playing well and is not scoring, everybody's panicking to try to figure out, how else are we going to have offense? Versus on a night like tonight, when he and Gillespie are both on, there's not that pressure. If you're Abram and you can go in and just hit one or two baskets, that's great. If you're Okpara and those two are on, cool. I'll get a rebound, catch a couple oops. I don't have to be a playmaker. I think it's actually the opposite.
The teachable stuff that they're going to go over. Gillespie had the untimely turnover, dribbles the ball off his foot. That kind of stuff can't happen. But here's a teachable moment, right? Estrella, who had a nice night tonight, but it's winning time. We talk about doing instinctual and instinctive things in winning time. That was the theme after the Kentucky game. Estrella tries to go back up with the ball after a rebound instead of running 20 more seconds. Look, I got the lead. What am I in a rush for? Now, granted, he hasn't played a ton, but you got to be thinking that this is a timed game. That clock up there matters. I have a several possession lead. I don't need to shoot the ball right away. I got a rebound. Instincts. Here's another one. And this is all in the last 90 seconds of the game, and I'm not picking at the team, but when Alabama's not making shots, because Alabama did make a shot, they were 1 of 9 at the end of the game. Here's another one. Ament and Gillespie both gave the ball to Boswell instead of holding it and getting fouled. Hey, newsflash to those guys. Newsflash. You are not Bishop Boswell on this basketball team. Bishop Boswell's Bishop Boswell. Don't give him the basketball at the end of a basketball game. And I'm not picking at him. I'm saying, look, those are the things that are going to get you beaten in March. And this is what these games are for. It's very valuable. Go ahead, Al. You were going to say, and then we'll go back to the phones.
Well, you're talking about Estrella, and I agree with you there. I was glad to see him fighting and kind of throwing some elbows there and getting really aggressive on the offensive board. But then as soon as he turned around and put it up, I was like, no. But I wanted to see if you noticed this too. Towards the end of the game, Rick Barnes, I think, kind of tried to eliminate others getting in the way offensively, because they went, I don't know if it was back-to-back, but if it wasn't, it was close to it, where they basically would kind of twirl the ball around and dribble handoff a couple times. And then about the 15-second mark, they would essentially run a two-man game, almost kind of like the NBA stuff.
Yes.
Where they put Nate as the screen man, and had Gillespie coming off at the top of the key. They ran the same play more than once, and I think the second or third time they ran it is when Gillespie dribbled off his foot. But I think the beauty of that is it's better than just a pick and roll with the normal big, because there's more variations you can run, obviously, with a guy who can step out and shoot it. And it's a matchup nightmare. And my initial thought when I saw them go back to that is, okay, so here's what we're seeing in March if the game's close in the final minute or two and it matters.
And I'll walk you through something. Earlier in December, Alex was over here doing a show, and I let him out of the studio after he was done. I was upstairs doing the blog, and I walked down the studio, and Alex is doing a program. And Alex looks at me and he said, Tony, the thing about this Ament guy is he's got light years to go, but he's got a full season to get there. And the truth is, we're not going to judge any of this by how many regular season games we've won. We've done all that here in the last several years. And I'm going to brag on Al. Al says, this is going to be judged by what does this guy get far enough to get us far enough to make this worth it. And I'll say this, 3 weeks ago, to Negadave's point, it looked like this guy was not a stiff, but it wasn't going to happen for him. You just never know in sports, do you? Because that talent is obviously there. And Barnes is so dug in on making this kid a success. That's the other thing I love about it. Barnes has to be right here because he basically told his staff, he told everybody involved, we're taking this guy. We don't need two other guards. We're going to take this guy. That's the guy we saw tonight that Barnes dug his heels in over. That doesn't mean he's going to do it every night, and doesn't mean he's going to do it again this year, but we saw tonight what Barnes sees in this guy. Let's go to the phones. Because he looked like a dog out there tonight. I mean, his body language was, give me the damn ball, Terrell Owens. Give me, or Keyshawn Johnson, give me the damn ball. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, T. Hey. I believe the team may listen to Tony Basilio's show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would if I was trying to lose every game.
It's possible that Rick told Ament going out, you go show him tonight, and challenged him because there was an NBA player. The NBA player may have completely thrown off Alabama's, team chemistry. I think I had to go to another house and listen to the game on the radio, so I'm not sure. Were they down two starters?
Yes.
The pretty good players?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you throw in a new player.
Yes.
That affects. I'm not taking anything away from Tennessee at all. That's not what I'm saying.
No, it's an awesome win. It's an awesome win. You play who's in front of you.
It's completely awesome.
Yeah.
The number of fouls called, you guys believe that helped Tennessee? Or, it obviously helped them. But, at the time when I was hearing all these fouls being called, 23 fouls, I'm thinking, what is this? Chris Lofton said, there were a couple of fouls called, and he could not believe it.
The problem with the league is, from game to game and from situation to situation within these games, the officials go in and out. So they allow contact, and then they don't, and then they do, and then they don't, and then there's ticky-tack stuff. Thank God they got the replays out of these games, because we're calling everything in the league this year. Tennessee was committed 23 fouls. They committed 22. And you know what? When you shoot foul shots the way Tennessee shot them tonight, you can get away with it. Tennessee was 17 of 25. It's not a great number, but it's not 50% like they were doing while their opponent shot 17 of 24. So essentially, you were a wash at the foul line tonight in their building. You'll take that on the road in this league. It's good of you to point that out.
Yeah, at the same time, that may have got you a win in the game previous to Alabama. I don't know.
Yes.
But it's possible. But I think Ament walked off the court, and I think he was saying, and T, this is for you, La Cosa Nostra.
Oh, this is our thing. It's your thing, man. Yeah, Tennessee had the great Nate. The greater Nate was in orange and white tonight. Nate Oates is really a clown. I mean, he is a punk and a clown. Brian, is he the most unlikable coach in the league? Stephen Pearl counted as well? I think he's more of a clown than Stephen F. Pearl, Bri.
Well, I mean, you know who he let play 3 years ago after what they did.
Oh, he said boys will be boys. His quote was, boys will be boys. Hey, get my gun. Go get my gun, man. Bring it to me. Oh, really? Get your gun? Okay. Come back on the other side. 865-200-5402 is the number. We're celebrating Tennessee's improbable, surprising, and invigorating 79-73 win in Alabama tonight. Just incredible. Nate Ament, 29 points, an explosion for the ages in the second half. And as Alex said, the man was calling for the ball. And he basically told Philon, who is a real NBA, he's another NBA player. He's a great player. Maybe, one of the guys at one point looked like he was going to win MVP in the league and still might before it's over. I don't know who they're going to give it to. The league's kind of a mess right now. But at any rate, he told him, I am getting ready, in the words of Watson Brown, to skew you. As we continue with more SOS, support our sponsors as we come back with more after this. We'll get you back on this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime momentarily. Shout out to our friends at Garza Law. They're online at garzalaw.com. They are attorneys that care. Let us help. And they are live. They are local. They live among us. Don't you dare trust one of these out-of-towners, these carpetbaggers, these people that have bombed the area on our local airwaves. Garza Law, online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI defense, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security disability, or other aspects of the law, Garza Law has got you covered. They are a fabric and a fabric in this community. What is a fabric? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. My friends at Calhoun's are a part of the fabric of this community as well. They've been sponsoring us for over a quarter century. They have been celebrating at the Copper Cellar family of restaurants 50 years of serving the living volunteers. That's right, 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Calhoun's. The taste of Tennessee. Before or after the basketball game for the Vols and the Lady Vols. Also remember, great party platters when you're hosting. And remember, they also do takeout as well. They are the taste of Tennessee. You will taste the freshness. Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. My friends at Connexion present Knoxville's Drive of the Game here on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. The My 20 Drive of the Game. The transportation platform revolutionizing the trucking industry nationwide, right here out of beautiful Knoxville, downtown Knoxville. You take control of your fleet in 2026. You improve your safety scores. You make drivers happy. You maximize your profitability. You make it a winning year in 2026 with KONEXIAL. That's KONEXIAL.com. Put a /Tony on there. We get credit for it. Drive life with Connexion and go Vols go. And you talk about live and local. Josh Collins is a pillar in our local community. What a beautiful guy he is. Look, you can get insurance anywhere, but will you get the Collins insurance difference? Our entire studio in the Raymere studio is insured by Josh Collins and the Collins Insurance Agency. We count on him. We trust him. We've had a few lightning strikes here. They've always been quick to pay. You never know what's going to happen. You and I both know that. See the difference. Experience the difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Also, want to Shout out my friends at Alumni Hall. Ladies and germs, basketball season. The Vols and Lady Vols, they've got you covered. Also, when you're getting excited about Tennessee and the upcoming baseball season, they've got you covered. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the season, whatever the reason. Alumni Hall, the ultimate volunteer shopping experience. 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, and anytime around this great world of ours at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall. Now let's get back to the action on Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Fired up, focused, and prepared. Back with you, lock and load, ready to roll, all that good stuff, all that in a bag of chips. Taking you into your Sunday morning, no question about it. My name's Basilio. We're proud to be with you tonight. On a night where the Vols win 79-73. When after we get through a couple phone calls, the Vols have a little cruising altitude here. Once they get through this little stretch, we'll go through that here momentarily. But it's amazing how one game, one half, can change your perspective. 20 minutes of basketball. But you know what? This is a random sport. But it's also built on trends. Let me give you one. And then we'll go back to the phones. Nate Ament is now averaging 22 points and 6 boards over his last 4 games. And during that stretch, guys, I think he's been Tennessee's best player. Alex and Brian, will you concur? He's averaging 22 and 6 over his last 4. I think he's getting ready to take off here. I'm telling you, his head coach is invested in him taking off.
What do you think the ceiling of the team is? Do you think it's higher than it was before tonight's game was played?
Well, sky's the limit, Brian. If you have a guy on the floor, we've always said this down through the years. If I have a guy on the floor I can give it to in the last 4 minutes and I have a close basketball game, especially if he turns into a guy that becomes an automatic 2 at the foul line, because he's a matchup nightmare at this level. Alex, when they put him out there on the post tonight and they were playing that 2-man game with him and dropping the ball down to him, I mean, how are you going to defend that at this level? When he's confident.
Yeah, that's. I mean, guard play wins in March, and you've always wanted to have a dominant guard. But what's so intriguing about him is you got a Zakai Ziegler. We've seen it. As good as he is, you run up against a 6'2" athletic guy that's just got length and they can just kind of smother him.
Yep.
Then where do you go? What's intriguing about Nate is if he's on, now you can do some things as a team to slow a guy like that down, but if you're playing a man, which every team does, if he's on, there's really nothing you can do with one guy that can just shut him down. And that's what makes the ceiling so high. Now, again, he's going to have to do it, and Gillespie and him have to stay healthy both together, but that's what makes it, because you really can't. Because what we saw, it's not just, he's a guy with length that can shoot it from outside, but we saw him tonight. Obviously, the mid-range has been there all year. But then tonight, with just looking so comfortable with his back to the basket, getting down on the low block, to me, that's kind of an added thing that we haven't seen a ton this year, that suddenly he's looking more and more comfortable with.
So if you want to get an 8-6-5.
And he didn't play much. Did he play much forward tonight? He played most of his damage playing at the off guard, right?
I didn't worry about where he was. I don't know. 8-6-5.
It doesn't matter, Brian, because
it's all interchangeable.
The thing is, whoever's guarding him is shorter than him anyway.
That's right. It's all interchangeable, Brian. In fact, the way they used him tonight, he's all over the place. He was initiating the offense some. And as one of our callers astutely pointed out, it might have been Dave, the first half, the complexion of that game completely changed when Gillespie said, "That's it, I'm driving. I'm not hitting my 3-ball." He ends up 2 and 9 on the night. Let me see how many he attempted in the second half. I hope I didn't speak too soon here, but let me look at how many 3-balls Gillespie attempted in the second half. He shot 5, which for him, but he started to get downhill in that first half. and he ends up with 14 in the second half, 4 of 10 from the field. He goes 1 of 5 from three-point land and made 5 of 6 foul shots. And Ament backed him up. Tennessee had 43 points in the second half, and those guys had 32 of them. That's called, this is our team. And we need you guys to do little things like Estrella did tonight, winning things. Because the truth is, when Tennessee fell behind 10, it looked like they were getting ready to get blown out, and they were dead to the world, if we're going to be honest about it. You had multiple occasions in the first half, and they're going to freak out when they watch the film. You know Barnes is, okay? They're going to freak, and I mean freak the hell out, when they go back and watch the film and see that the ball hit the floor several times in the first half on defense. That is not Rick Barnes basketball. The ball hitting the floor on, and rebounds where the guys are around, they're just kind of stuck there. They're just not moving their feet, you know? It's a great game. It's a gutty win. To look that way in the first half and come out in the second half and do what they did is courageous and fun. And it's worth celebrating. As we go back to the phones, hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony B, Brian, Al, Zach, and E-Town.
What's up, buddy?
Yo, hey, tonight was a Lazarus-type performance from Tennessee. They had to have it.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, when Troy Henderson was ruled out, I was like, that's some depth we're missing. So, like you said about Nate, which I laughed because I'm not sure if everybody got it. Yes, he's got some onions and they're ground scrapers.
They dropped tonight.
They dropped.
Yeah, he was a little puppy dog. He was a puppy dog.
And
yep.
What started in the Arkansas game, I mean, we can go all the way back to that loss. Kind of leveled off in the Kentucky debacle, we'll call it debacle. Nate's progression continues, and I didn't get to see the first of the game. Was Estrella starting tonight? It looked like he was.
He started. Yep, he got his first start
he started over Brown.
Correct.
And Carey. What do you think? What do you guys think about that? I mean,
it's
that's
his first start.
That's kind of a new.
And it's interesting. Dwayne Brown, who's been in the mixing in the hunt, but obviously in a game like this probably doesn't fit it as much. Only played 3 minutes in the game. And Carey, of course, left and was on the bench there. Only ended up playing 6 minutes. And Estrella played 15. But, he started tonight. Got his first start tonight. Yep.
Yeah, it was a nice call. It was a great scout. I mean, Nate Oates, he is the scumbag of all time. And, he's got some great quotes. And since about 20, I guess he started coaching them in 22, once again, his guys, to quote Nate, a Nate quote, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, because we went down there and frog stomped them, on their own court. And I don't know if it makes up for the Kentucky game. I'll tell you what, it makes my heart hurt that we didn't close that one out, because we'd be 4-2 in the league. The creep off coach classic over in Gainesville has Stephen F. Pearl beat Todd the binoculars golden.
Peeping Todd.
Peeping Todd. That was the Peeping Todd. And so I'm elated. I mean, we were high fiving, mashing chips around here. It was unbelievable, and to see Nate assert himself. I don't know what they've been doing. I think the week off was massive for them. I had zero thought that we would perform.
No, I had zero faith. I thought this team was cooked. I'll be honest with you. On the road,
I did too.
I didn't think they were winning a road game. I knew they were an NCAA tournament team. They are, obviously, but in terms of going on the road and doing that tonight, to be honest with you, There's absolutely no way. I thought they were losing their next 2 games. Come on, let's get real. And I was hoping I'm telling you, I was dreading losing tonight, and then Stephen F. and Pearl coming in here. Now, you know what's going to happen? Stephen F. and Pearl's going to get his damn kingdom torn down when they come in here. That's what's going to happen to him.
It's next Saturday night. Well, we'll be there. Checkered out. 8:30. Be there or be square.
Thank you, brother.
8:30. Yes, sir.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you. Zach in E-Town. I think the storm missed a good bit of us. Our friends in Upper East Tennessee got missed. Praise God. Chattanooga, they got missed. And to the folks to the western part of our state, hey, let's all be careful this weekend. Let's all just be careful and help each other and watch out for each other. And let's go back to the phones. And
I think
my
Estrella,
yeah, go ahead, Bri.
I think him starting actually was really good for him because he came out and he looked as good as he's looked in a while.
Yeah. And
then he was able to close the game late with some big rebounds and big key spots. So I think you'll look to see that more, him starting.
865-200-5402. Tennessee's was weird in that first half because, again, they let some balls hit the floor. They were yelling at Estrella at one point after a timeout. He had let somebody let a loose ball bounce in front of him. He's one of the guys I'm talking about, and they were giving it to him coming off the floor. Again, teachable moments. They did do some goofy things closing the game out tonight, but they got away with them, and this team's going to grow. We hope. Let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
Hello, Tony. It's Magnum.
Hey, Mag. Welcome in.
How you doing, man? Mark Sears was waived by the Bucks a couple of weeks ago. They should have gotten him too.
Mm-hmm.
Should have brought him back.
I don't think we're crossing that Rubicon, but yeah,
But yeah, I mean, Nate Ament will be in the NBA well before Charles Bediako will. And he only averaged like 6.5 points a game for Alabama. And
Bediako?
Like 5 rebounds or something. Yeah.
Not tonight. He came back. Look, he's gotten better. Dave Neal said he's gotten better. He's at 13 tonight. 5 or 6 on the field. I mean, hell, man. If you're playing against pros, Dave Neal. Dave Neal, it's like he come back from an injury. Here he is. And the crowd's cheering for him. I mean, what is he? Was he come back from like a debilitating illness or something? What the hell did I miss? Did I miss something here?
Yeah, he battled back from a career-ending injury and came back to thunderous applause.
Called I suck-itis. I can't play in the NBA-itis.
Yeah, but like Willis Reed in the 72.
Yeah. And the way those necks down there, Alex, what did you think of the way that one guy was beating on his head, his white helmet? He was just going crazy in a spasm, Al. What do you make of that? What is wrong with those people down there, Alex?
Maybe those folks are so weird that they have to wear helmets.
Maybe they know their football team is over.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they know they got absolutely soup-boned in the transfer portal. Maybe they know they don't have a billionaire. Maybe they know they have to cut corners. Maybe they know they have to play illegal. What's next? Is Alabama going to bring some people back from the spring league that play for the Birmingham Stallions down there? I mean, what are we doing here?
And Tony, can we play Nate Oates in the Final 8 game?
I'd love to play Nate Oates in the Final 8.
Because we own him.
Loan him. That'd be the one game we don't win. That'd be the one game where all the 3 balls go in, right?
Right.
Brian, how many threes would they make? Brian, how many threes would they make if we played Nate Oates in an Elite 8 game, Brian? How many? They'd shoot 30, and how many would go in? Like 25?
Probably 23.
Yeah, I'd probably set that one out.
He would hit a lot more.
Yeah. Well, Mag, you're my man. Good hearing from you. Did you guys get good? Did you guys dodge a storm, or did they hit you pretty good?
We got some freezing rain today, and driveway's a little slick, but the roads, I think, are okay. We got plenty of food. I don't need to go anywhere.
No, I don't do anything on amateur hour. Thank you, brother. You'll see me on Monday. I'm a hunkered down dog right now, or a hunkered down Vol. But one of the things we'll talk about after our final time out here, before we put a wrap on this thing, is the how this team's still's got altitude to take here, and they have a schedule to do it. 865-200-5402. Let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza, the Garza Law Firm. Hi, you're on the air.
Tony, Trusty,
hey, buddy,
Ronnie,
welcome
Alex,
in.
how you guys doing?
Good to see you, man.
You too, brother. Vols hit threes, and Bama hit 6 threes. That's a recipe for beating Nate Oates, isn't it?
Every time.
Everybody was freaking out at halftime on Russ's halftime little thing about giving up so many points in the paint to that Bama team, but that's the way you beat them. You don't let them beat you from behind the arc where you get that extra point. If they get some points in the rims, at the rim, so be it.
Yep.
Just run them off that three-point line. And you got a kid that, apparently he can play efficiently as he grows up and matures.
Going to be really, really fun, isn't it?
It is, man. The last 2 or 3 possessions, when we got the ball to him, they ran the double at him. The next thing that we got to see that will take it to the next level is when they do that, him giving somebody a bunny when they run the double, because they were taking Okpar's guy and running the second defender at him. If he throws the ball to the front of the rim for Okpar to catch the lob, it takes that away. Sky's the limit, man. I mean, this is a tournament sport. Get in the dance and be playing your best then. And I think you said it to Brian earlier is, this team can go out in the first round, but this team can go a long way if 10 keeps growing up like he is.
Well, if I got 2 guys that can play a 2-man game the way those 2 guys could play a 2-man game when the time comes, that's something we've never seen here. And ZZ is a great player, but Alex is right. ZZ, it was like the total eclipse of the sun when you put him out there against Houston. You have no chance against those guards with him. This team at least can be a matchup problem for people with those 2 guys.
Yeah. Hey, love ZZ. But there were certain things that, he did so many things wonderfully, but there were certain things that he have, that, like you said, in a game like against a team like Houston, there's matchup issues. But yeah, hey, this team can play with those 2 guys, and with all the dudes they can throw at you on the front line, can be a problem for people. Just, I think Mega Dave said it earlier. This team commits around 10 turnovers, 11 turnovers, maybe 12. I feel great about them. That's been the biggest Achilles, other than Nate wasn't grown up. But the real thing has been turnovers. We lost the Kentucky game because Gillespie had 3 bad turnovers in the last 5 minutes of the ball game.
That's the game, yeah.
That led to 6 easy points for Kentucky too.
That's it.
You eliminate those and you win that ball game.
So we got one back tonight, man. It's beautiful stuff.
We did, brother. 3-3. Let's go beat Georgia and Danny's little brother.
Danny's little brother's up next. And Danny, look, if we did a little freeze tomorrow, we'll do some school closings. Alex, I got people asking if we're going to do school closings tonight in the midnight hour because a bunch came in today. We had a bunch of bureaus report. Those of you not familiar with the Daily Show, we do inclement weather closings. Maybe I'll give you a little sample of that a little later on. But let's go back to our phones on a night where the Vols shock Alabama. Alabama with Bediako. It looked like Alabama was going to waltz on the Vols. They were up 10 in the first half. But let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tone.
Hey, welcome in.
Jack from the heart of Morgan County.
Hey, Jack. How you guys making it up there with the storm?
Oh, we're good down here. Just a little ice.
That's all right.
But
stay in your house.
got plenty of bread, got plenty of milk.
There you go.
Peanut butter. We're bunkered down, ready for the long haul.
Yep.
I didn't get Ethan Berg over here to sit on the couch with me and watch some new games.
Oh, Ethan Berg, man. That was so next. When he shot that, guys, was that a 3-ball that Ethan Berg shot tonight? That one that went wide to the left, or was that just a?
No, I think it was like a 15-foot jumper. That's what made it work.
It was like a 15-foot J that, it looked like our field goal kicker against Georgia. What in the world?
And what's funny is when he walked off the court and Rick Barnes stopped him, and it looked like he was having like an intelligent conversation. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you possibly saying except we'll try again next time? Certain guys can't play in certain games.
Or he play in any games.
As Bino said,
can he play in any game?
Bino doesn't think the guy's going to make the starting lineup at Spurgeon Chapel. So I don't know.
What was his plus minus tonight? Just out of curiosity.
I have the media deal. I don't have the box plus minus yet. I'm hoping to get that here in a little bit, but that the staff uses. But he was -2 tonight. He was only on the floor for a minute. What would you want him to be? He's only on the floor for a minute.
That was a minute too much, wasn't it?
Well, that's funny.
I'm glad our man finally joined the party, and it took some relief off Gillespie. You could tell that Gillespie was just everything flowed more fluidly tonight. I'm glad to see him get downhill. He can get downhill and get to the rim better than ZZ. Not as good a defender, but he does things on the offensive end that ZZ couldn't do.
Yeah, ZZ's a better defender than him. ZZ's probably a better, more heady, natural point guard than he is in terms of instinctive, in my humble opinion. But, yeah, there are certainly things this guy's capable of doing. Again, I'm talking about being a real headache in this thing when it's a tournament sport. Once these guys all get to know each other. That's what the season's for. It's for everybody getting to know each other.
Also, I've seen, where's the great TGMD? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right, yeah.
I figured he'd be in here with us tonight.
No, he'll be back on. He'll be back next week.
Well, y'all be safe and have a good and go Vols.
Love you, brother. That's sweet of you to ask about him. Other people have been asking. Yeah, he's just been kind of through it, so to speak. He's been on sort of a trip with it, as they say in a journey, if you will. A lot of stuff going around, right? A lot of stuff traveling around, I should say. So the Vols had 7 points off their bench tonight, 30 points in the paint, 7 points off 7 turnovers, 10 second chance points, 14 offensive rebounds, only 7 fast break points. Had the lead tonight for 14-30. Pretty solid win. Is that Alabama's?
Yeah, and
is that Alabama's third loss, guys, in their building, or am I imagining things? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex.
No, you're fine. I don't know about the losses, but I was going to say, me, I'm usually pounding the drum for this team needs to get out and run. They need to get out and run. But tonight, that stat doesn't bother me at all that it's low, because to me, anytime the game started getting a little fast, I got nervous because I'm thinking that's Alabama's game.
That's right.
This team, you're not going to beat them running and gunning.
No. I want to force you. I'm going to run at the line and force you to shoot mid-range shots from Tennessee, and I'm going to take my damn time on offense and get the right shot. Hello and welcome into the next call. You're on Garza Law, 5th Quarter Fan Reaction. It's Tennessee basketball overtime. Hi.
What's up, Tony? Grant in Birmingham. How are you?
Hey, Grant. Good to talk to you.
I'm on I-459, headed back from the game.
Wow.
Woke up this morning, wasn't planning on going. My daughter, who'll be 6 in a couple weeks, she's asked me a couple times this week to go, and I'm just kind of been down on this team like everybody else has. But about 3 o'clock today, I looked online, tickets were $20, so I said, you know what? I'll take my daughter down, and I'll probably suffer a loss. But what a what a fun game it was. I'm glad that she was on me to go because we had a blast. She's asleep in the back seat right now driving back. But,
man,
that was
that's
a fun one.
Great. How fun. Wow.
Yeah, awesome. I will say, y'all talking about the Bediako thing, and not that I expected otherwise, and I'm sure they got this on TV. First of all, when he walked to the scores table, the place exploded. Mm-hmm. And then when he went in the game, you would have thought, I don't even know, they were on a Final Four team, that they had just won the SEC. I mean, it was just, zero shame. Which, I get it. I'm sure they think everybody's picking on them, but, it kind of blew me away. I thought maybe there'd be a little bit of, what we're doing is ridiculous here. But no, every time he scored, people were going insane.
It was like civil disobedience or something.
I was trying to keep my mouth shut, and so it was just me with my 6-year-old tonight, but it was pretty crazy.
They were so defiant and proud of their defiance in there, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, no.
That's
there was zero. Right? There was zero, like I said, zero shame, zero.
Yep.
It's like I haven't been able to talk to you this week since it all happened. But,
yeah.
Greg Byrne, their AD, is the one that been up here talking about how everybody's got to follow the rules, and these are the rules of the College Sports Commission. And it's like, excuse me? Now whatever. It is what it is. It's college sports. But anyway, I just thought game-wise, I was very impressed with how we played. I thought that, it's what I've been saying when I've called in the whole season. We got to have our two guys. When our two guys play together and they play good, it's amazing how much different we look, And I feel like it's really the first big game all year that both Nate and Gillespie put it together at the same time. Nate was just a man. I don't know what else to add from being there. We just throw it down there to him and he'd back him down and just consistently could either hit that jumper or got fouled.
What was that crowd like, man, in the second half? Is that because Tennessee really took the wind out of them? Were people just blown away by how great he was?
Yeah, I will say, I had a couple people around me being like, they were all super impressed and just kind of felt helpless when he catch the ball there and turn around and shoot it. But it was definitely a good crowd. It kind of filled in a little bit late. Obviously our weather hadn't been terrible, but it was rainy and everything and cold. But it was good. But yeah, we kind of sucked the wind out. Then they kept making runs, get it back to 2, and everybody get back in it. But I just felt like they were also a little short-handed too, even with Bediako out. But that Phylon, man, he's a player. You said it. I didn't feel like we could stay in front of him the whole night. I felt like he could kind of go get a bucket whenever he wanted to for them.
Yep.
So anyway, but like I said, the one thing I agree with Alex of I felt like watching the offense tonight, which is what I've kind of been preaching, is we've just wasted way too many shots on guys that shouldn't be shooting the ball. Carey shooting 13 shots or whatever it was last week.
That's exactly right.
I don't have, you probably have the box in front of you. I haven't looked at it yet because I've been driving, but
he had one shot tonight. He had one tonight.
Okay. Wow.
To your point, Abram had 3. Evans had 2. Akpara had 2. They were both putbacks. Estrella shot 7. And then the guys that need to shoot, Gillespie had 20, made 8. Ament had 20, made 10. And the other guys, that's what it ought to look like.
Yeah, 40 shots. I would say. And the thing is, I felt like every single one, they could have shot even more, and I would have been fine with it. Those two are so much better offensively than anybody else we have. And it's one thing if they're forcing it in the first couple seconds, but again, I thought there was lots of shots they could have. I thought Nate especially had some threes that he turned down.
Yes.
That I was yelling at him that he needs to shoot them. But anyway, like I said, it was a great win. We definitely needed it. It's like, I really just think this whole season it's those two guys. And like that, and the one other thing I will say is I felt like the first 10 minutes, our rebounding was pathetic.
Unbelievable.
But then the last 30 minutes of the game, I thought we did a really good job.
Yes.
And we had a couple of huge offensive boards in the second half that really kind of deflated their crowd of, they were really getting into it. And like we tip one out and we get it. And I do think that should go noticed. I felt like JP especially had a couple huge ones down the stretch. And it just felt like we were kind of the quicker team, which felt like we were just, got to the balls in the second half that, sometimes this team has not done it. So anyway, and I will say, you mentioned we still those last minute or two, we still did 2 or 3 just ridiculous things. But
crazy things. Yeah, things they've got to grow from. They're lost in the game because you win. And when you win, you don't talk about them. But if you don't talk about them or we don't point them out, we're not being honest here. Those are not. They made some non-winning basketball plays down the stretch.
What was the stat? You probably said earlier. Did either team make a field goal in the last 4 minutes?
No.
Am I imagining that?
No.
Like, I didn't
Tennessee
think so.
did not have a field goal in the last 4:08. Alabama went 1 for their last 9. They were 0 for their last 5. And they went 3. The teams combined went 7 minutes and 18 seconds in Division I basketball without making a field goal. That seems almost impossible to do that.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the last 4 minutes both teams were just kind of fried offensively, and Nate and Gillespie and Spylon just had nothing left because those three basically did it for the whole game on offense. So anyway, it's crazy. It's 5 straight for us against Bama in basketball.
Love it.
The whole Kentucky thing's bizarre, but at least we're beating Nate Oates. So
thank you, brother.
Anyway, go Vols. Enjoyed it. Thank you.
He needs to buy a vowel. I guess you can't spell. I guess you don't need an E to spell win. At any rate, I don't even know if that made any sense, but I'm a little roach myself. I'm getting punch drunk here in the party. Feel like I'm on a football post game right now. We take a brief time out and come back with more. Where is the ceiling? I want to talk with these guys about it. And we'll wrap this edition up after this. Get you back to Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime momentarily. Fast-flowing show today, as they all are, and life flows quickly at you. Look, you're going to need an attorney you can count on. That's why Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm here for you. They are live and local. They are one of us. They are of this earth. They are not from Alabama. They are not from Florida. They are not from Atlanta. They are not one of these fly-by-nighters that have bombarded the area with all kinds of crazy marketing and crazy promises. They are us, ladies and gentlemen, your Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security, or disability, they got you covered at Garza Law, online at garzalaw.com. You talk about one of us, you bow thy head. That's the great Allen at WeShipFloors.com. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner, WeShipFloors.com, their pricing is utterly insane. You will literally save thousands. Supercore floor, it is the real deal. Whatever you do, go to WeShipFloors.com. Check out the room visualizer on the website. You can drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order a free sample today. It is that simple. You order a free sample, it makes us look great, but you're also gonna, when you see the product and you go on YouTube and you check out WeShipFloors.com, that's WeShipFloors.com, right out of Johnson City. Millions and millions and the millions of square feet in stock. WeShipFloors.com. Save thousands on millions. WeShipFloors.com. And while we're on the subject, I want to say, raise a glass. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our friends at Dos Equis. You are going to go for Dos. Say it, know it, and write it down. Dos Equis Lager Especial. When it's time to celebrate, when it's time to nestle in and watch the Vols all winter long. Dos Equis Lager Especial, that golden Pilsner-style beer made from the choice of hops, a balanced composition, a smooth, clean finish. The party guest always invited, never overstays his welcome. Dos Equis Lager Especial. You can dress it up, rub that bottleneck, that can, that glass, that rim, put a little lime on it, dip it a little salt, and lick and drink and repeat, and you'll come back again and again. Dos Equis 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Yo soy Antonio. Go for Dos Equis. Also, how do we perform at our best? It's called Performance Medicine. I want to encourage you to check out Performance Medicine's YouTube channel. You'll be very glad that you did. They are absolutely incredible at Performance Medicine. Dr. Rogers and his gang want you healthy. They don't want to treat you when you're sick. They want you to stay healthy. Take control of your wellness. Personalized health solutions that fit your life. The approach of Performance Medicine puts you first, focusing on comprehensive, proactive solutions empowering you to achieve optimal health on your terms. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you feeling drained? You struggling with your weight goals? You feeling foggy mentally? You dreaming of radiant skin? You name it, they've got it. Performance Medicine. Online at performancemedicine.net, and check out their YouTube channel. They are incredible people, helping hundreds and hundreds in this audience. And now, without further ado, let's get back to another edition of Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. A big dog in Tennessee asked me, he says, are you watching UFC? And the answer is no, man. I'm locked into this thing. I'm locked into what I'm doing here. So I understand Patty's taking one on the chin right now. We're not playing patty cake with him. I kind of like Patty. Molly Meatball, not so much, of the Brits. I do like Patty, though. All right. And yes, there is a UFC fighter by the name of Molly Meatball. Or Meatball Molly, as I call her, Molly Meatball. Alex, let's talk about room to go for this basketball team. And then I want to ask Brian about where we're tracking seed-wise here as this schedule starts to loosen up. Because here's the schedule. When you start looking at the schedule here, Tennessee is going to be favored in 10 of their final 12 games. They were underdogs 3 of their first 6, including tonight. February is going to be a month for them to catch some altitude. At Kentucky and at Vandy are the only games left where the Vols are a dog. So they're 3-3 with road games at Arkansas, at Florida, at Bama, already over with. So they're in a pretty good spot here. I know it sucked losing to Kentucky, but they're in a decent spot here, seed-wise. And so, Bri, what you got for us?
Well, they just beat a team with a pro on it. I don't think any other team in the country had to deal with a G League player coming back and playing. So that ought to count for something. But I think they could still get into the top 4 seed range. And I don't know, maybe if they can get the right wins. Now, Texas Tech did beat Houston today, but that's still a great win. That's going to be really to their credit when Selection Sunday comes around. So I still think that with the right wins, they could possibly get to the 3 line, but definitely a top 4 seed can still be achieved, and I think it's still right there for them.
Torvik has the Vols as the first 5 seed right now. Alex, in terms of areas of growth on this club, where are they from your perspective?
I mean, I think obviously Ament's emergence, if he can be that consistently, not necessarily 30 points, but if he can continue to grow and continue down this trajectory, that's big. But one thing we haven't talked about, Tony, tonight is the defense a lot. And all year, it's a very poorly kept secret that this team is not as good defensively as Rick Barnes' teams usually are. And if Ament and Gillespie are playing the way they did tonight, you don't have to necessarily be locked down D 100% of the time. But if Tennessee can get better, specifically when it comes to guarding the ball, to me that's a big thing to watch, because you're gonna have enough most nights for Gillespie and Ament from those two guys to be in games, but you're gonna have to be able to stop the ball. Especially, we talked about it earlier, Tony. Guard play and scoring guards win in March. And so if Gillespie and Ament, as much as Tennessee switches, they got burnt on a couple switches tonight. If they can get better guarding the ball, I think the sky is the limit. But there's still a lot of room to improve for these guys on both ends.
There is little doubt about that. Box plus minus from the night. Somebody had asked about the plus minus. There's a media number, and then there's a number that the staff uses internally. And we've acquired this down through the years. We have a little sourcey that helps us. And, hey, man. I do want to point one thing out, though, about shot attempts, because it's a thing I want to talk with Mark Griffin about on his Tuesday segment, Marky Mark and the Lunchy Bunch. He joins us noon on Tuesdays. But Griff, tonight, Ament had 20 attempts. Alan Bryan, when we really get him unpacked and get him going, okay, what should that number look like? Is 20
It's
enough?
got to be much higher than 7, which is I think it was in that one game. So I'd say between 15 and 20 attempts.
Well,
at least 15.
Isn't it funny that Dalton Connect had multiple games with 29-plus field goal attempts? Lanier last year had at least 6 games with 22-plus field goal attempts. Alex, I think they ought to look at getting this kid 20, 23, 24 attempts a night in light of the way he played tonight. What do you think?
I think, to me, 17 to 22 in that range, on kind of an average. The big games, when you really needed it, like tonight, to me, that number needs to be definitely over 20. But, if he's a little under, but Gillespie's a little over his average, I think that's a trade-off you take.
Yep.
What the trade-off you can't have is Gillespie doing his thing, and then Ament's numbers being down, and in lieu of his numbers being up, you've got Boswell or one of those guys taking a bunch of shots. If the right guys are taking the shots, I'm fine with it. But to me, 17 to 22 or so is where he should be.
John Siebold asks on a super chat, can Gillespie continue to play 38-plus minutes a game? And the answer is yes, he has to. Not only can he, but he will and he must. It's what ZZ played 40 when it mattered last year. So the answer is yes and absolutely.
I will say this, though. If Tennessee, now unlike the last couple years, the SEC was so strong top to bottom. If you're Tennessee and you're Rick Barnes specifically, and you get a couple games here down the stretch at home, to me, if you can get a couple of blowout wins, don't mess around and do that thing where you did with Ziegler, where you're up by 25 with 2 minutes to go and you're still having because without a healthy and fresh Gillespie and a healthy and fresh Ament, this team's going nowhere quick. So on the rare nights that it's going to be possible to, you've got to get those guys out of the game and rest them a little bit. I mean, what's something we haven't talked about all night, guys? Look at, is it any coincidence that Ament has his best game when he's got 7 days off? He's a freshman. Those guys hit walls. Is that a coincidence?
Wow.
I think not.
Great question. That's well done. Tell you what, the team didn't look fresh in that first half. They look like dog bleep.
I think Ament came out and he was aggressive early, though. He took his first shot. He was looking for a shot. And I think that got him going, and that got him going downhill, and it was
Necka Dave said he ain't going to play.
He barred the door for Bama.
Necka Dave said if you want to get him off the floor, you get 2 fouls on him. He won't play his 38 minutes then. Pretty good line, Necka Dave. All right, let me do some box plus minus. And then it's Sunday morning. We're going to call it a night and a morning. And we're going to say good night and good morning to you. From the dark to the dawning. Good night and good morning. It's a song lyric.
I got to say one quick thing, Tony.
Hang on, Al.
Just
Let me get
one
to
quick thing on Necka Dave's comment.
You're fired. Hang on,
Al. On his comment, I did.
Alex is fired up over here. Hang on, Al. God, man, you're another. You've come in here. You've come in here pump, as my brother Steve likes to say. I was talking to him earlier. I said, Steve, are you fired? He goes, fire up. I said, how fired up are you? He goes, 240 pounds. Fired up. How you like that, Al? So my brother Steve said 240 pounds worth of fired up tonight. All right, it's because I
love Steve. He's the man.
Yeah, I have a special needs brother, Steve. Alex has met him. He's 4 years older than me. He's very next level. He's very cool. Lives in a group home in Pennsylvania. We talk every night. Tonight we were talking about records from the 1960s, and he's pretty next level. Okay, box plus minus. Ament led the team with plus 14. Gillespie +9. Who had the next best plus-minus on the team, guys? This is what the coaches go by. They don't go by the box score. This is their.
Was it Boswell or Gillespie? No, not Boswell
Would have
or
been Estrella, was it?
Estrella is what I meant to say.
Boswell +8. Who's next? If you guys get
Estrella.
Nope. He's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 6 on the list. No, he's 7 on the list. There's 3 guys ahead of him. If you guys can get those 3 guys, I will let one of you host the show next week. So please get one of those 3 guys.
Would Akpara have been in there? That's
He's one of them. He's
+3.
Of. And then there are 2 of them. Okay, Evans is +4 and Carey's +4. Who had the very, very lowest plus-minus of the night? Al, let me see how good you are. Let me put it to you this way. We will do a 15-minute segment on him on Monday, me and Bino. We will get a giggle. We will talk about Spurgeon Chapel.
No.
Yeah, we will talk about, and we'll probably wrap a school closing around him. So Ethan Berg was -3 tonight on this thing. Poor fella. But hey, he's getting to see the South and the United States of America and something he can always talk about, and he's pretty next level. I kind of like him. When he kicks his leg out and shoots that J, I'm for that. I am for that, not against that. I stand with him. I stand in favor of him. I'm not in opposition to him. I'm totally in favor of him. I'm 100% on board with him. I believe in him. I believe in love. All right. So, what do you guys think? Y'all call the shot. Do we do a couple school closings here, Al, on the way out, or no?
Oh, we've got to.
Got to do a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just a simpleton over here. What do I know? You had something you wanted to add, though. Al, go ahead. Add it.
Yeah, sorry. I got a little fired up tonight, so I'm not used to being up. This is past my bedtime, so I've caught my second win. But Dave had a really good line about the getting Nate Ament off the floor would be just to get him his second foul. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if anybody else kind of saw the irony in it. That I think it was the 7-second mark into the second half. Mm-hmm. Ament picked up just a silly off-ball foul, and it was his second foul. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, so what's the point? Because there's no difference if he picked that up 10 minutes ago or he picks it up now. He's starting the second half with 2 fouls, and then now just play ball.
And if you'll notice, he looked over at the bench, and he was like, I'm not coming out. Did you see his body language? He kept looking over his shoulder like, are you coming to get me? Because he knew the second half had just started. He probably was doing the math himself. Like, hey, what's the difference over here, Coach? The difference is, ladies and gentlemen, that the storm of the century is throwing by us. And we're surviving and thriving and rising, not surprising. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Basilio, and I am in your Snowbird Center. This is a post-game exclusive, a first. We've never taken our chocolate and mixed it with your peanut butter, but Danny White Symposium on crowd control at the River Club, scheduled tomorrow over at Neyland Stadium, will go on, rain or shine, but especially if it gets colder and it starts to ice, because he wants to keep out the plebes. Nate Oates, corner cutting seminar, Angles and Me, scheduled for the Laurel Theater, has been postponed permanently. Carson Beck's finishing skill, no fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, GMAC's fifth meal, regularly scheduled, with Katie Connor, your eating coach, serving. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ethan Berg Church League Clinic, slated for Spurgeon Chapel, will go on Monday afternoon as regularly scheduled. As will Josh Elander's Glow Up Seminar, looking like a new you at Heupel's house. That is going on as normally scheduled. Derek Owings' recitation of the importance of shower discipline postponed forever. Participants asked to bring their puke buckets. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshy Boy's anal insertion techniques and safety course is on as regularly scheduled. A reminder, please bring your own clipboard. Dr. Danny's weekly HOA meeting will happen no matter what. The Watson Brown SCOO for collegiate football portal navigation and quarterback weight gain strategy is on its schedule. Somebody sent me that and I just read it.
How about Nate Oates' next G League transaction has been delayed indefinitely?
Danny White's listening tour will be postponed until further notice. He is, though, accepting Twitter questions. W. Lynn's bracket unveiled. The 16-team 1956 playoff bracket on as regularly scheduled. And ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Pearl's seminar slated for Knoxville 1 week from today. Overcoming Obstacles, My Odyssey in the Coaching Profession, is on as regularly scheduled. Brian Rice's tribute to Tony Basilio at J.C. Holdway in downtown Knoxville on as regularly scheduled. Attendees encouraged to bring your shovel for the ceremonial ditch digging. In honor of me, as Brian said, I like Tony. If he wasn't doing this, he could be digging ditches. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate your vote of support. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a couple here I'm going to hold because I'm a simpleton, but we had a lot of fun tonight. I want to thank Alabama for being a great foil. I want to thank Nate Oates for being really unlikable and adding some color to the sport of college basketball. I want to thank Alabama for being really bad cheaters. If you're an Alabama fan and you're listening to this, you know one thing. Your football team, your history's in your trophy case, and your trophy case is where your championships are going to lie because you're not winning one in this era. And tonight you reach back. I got to say I'm proud of Alabama. Alabama reached back. They, dare I say, cheated and put an illegal player out there. It didn't matter. And damn it, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's, what the hell? We have another closing in. Hang on a second here. Just send to the Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Golden's bird watching seminar at his personal observatory will proceed as usual. Assistant coaches are encouraged Monday afternoon around noon Eastern time to bring the binocs. Bring the binocs. Big Dog in Tennessee is asking Brian if we're going to cook an omelet. No, we can't cook an omelet. We can't cook an omelet.
I thought that was a requirement post anything after midnight, Tony.
Well, no, it's when
maybe that's being affected by the snow.
When the show begins after midnight is the rule. Or are they the shows that don't happen? I don't know. I want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors for presenting what we sponsored here, or what we did here. And I love the support. SOS, support our sponsors. It's how we stay in business. It's very simple. It's how we stayed in business. It's how we stay in business. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you for being with us. Thank you so much for all you do. And Appreciate you spreading the word for us as well. Have a great night. GBO, go Vols, go. I'll be back on Monday with Bino. With Bry and Bino. Go Vols, go. I'll be back on Monday with Bry and Bino. Appreciate you. Peace. And that was fun. Okay, so those of you that got in your car, let's run it back for you. And that was fun tonight. Oh, man, let me see here. Generally, we have pretty good away crowds at some of these games. I knew there wasn't going to be a crowd at that game. All right.
Every time we've gotten on here to talk,
yep,
good, bad, ugly, anything in between. And I think that's because as an intelligent fan base as you have, Tony, they know that the hopes and dreams lie with he and Gillespie and those two alone, really. You look at those two and what they did, you look at the rest of the team, and it doesn't take much to realize